Okay, folks, I'm sad to say that yesterday OBS did an update on its software, and I installed the update, and it sadly disconnected my microphone. So I'm going to have to do post-production commentary again, and I really hate doing these, but it was such an exciting battle, I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I'm doing this straight after the game, so hopefully we can get something that's close to what we're experiencing. So we're back in the game. We got research points last time, and we're just going to take a look at the tech tree and where we were at the tech tree, because I did something quite interesting here, which is we had 9 points to spend on the tech tree, and we spent 3 points getting our T-34. So we're into the T-34 line because we know that the German tank development is accelerating. We spent 1 point here further up the tech tree on getting the supply truck, so that we don't have to haul our anti-tank guns and our artillery around with trucks and then give them additional supply. So we've got supply in one unit now. And then the third thing I did, and I agonized over this, was I went for medium defenses. Medium defenses are going to give us effectively an extra call-in every second battle. And now we've got call-in 5. I think medium defenses are the right way to go, to actually just give our AI and the opponent AI something more that they've got to deal with in the game. So that's what we chose. I don't know whether that's right or wrong, I'm not sure, but that's what I've chosen to go for. So that was the decision. So let's get back into this game. Let's go take a look. Okay, so we've chosen our forces. In phase 1 we've got the flak and the Dushka, the recon and the rifle squad, so that we can actually create a pocket and actually deploy onto the force. In phase 2 we're bringing in those 276mm again, but this time with supply, because we just bought those supply trucks that we can haul, plus the engineers and a couple of field engineers, because we want to be able to prepare the ground or on the defensive. Medic and tank crew, so additional crew is what's going on into that phase. Phase 3, we've got the 8cm mortar, the flak with its own supply again, an ammo crate for the mortar, rifle squad commissar. 5, we're bringing in an artillery piece because we haven't got any points that we can spend on off-board artillery, so bringing on-board artillery in the form of that 122, one of the new T-34s, and then phase 5 we're bringing in the Panzer IVs in, because we simply can't afford, if you look over on the left, we've just got no more money and we can't afford to bring our own tanks in. And this was the captured 75 anti-tank gun that we got in the last battle against the Finns. So that's it, we're in the Hungarian swamps, and so we're going to jump right into this. Let's go take a look. It was an interesting, exciting battle. We've got no choice here, as normal when you're on the defensive in this game, so we're going to go for the research points. Why would we not? And let's jump in. So the Hungarian swamps are interesting. It's lots of dense woodland, but the swamps themselves form obstacles for the enemy tanks. They can't cross the swamping areas without bogging down, which means that with anti-tank traps and barbed wire we can do quite a lot of channeling in this kind of area. We're expecting 2 or 3 victory locations that we're going to have to cover, and in the event there were 3, which is what I expect at this stage of the game. And as normal in this, we kind of go, you can't hold 3, let's leave 1 to the AI. And that was one of the benefits of bringing in medium defenses, because we've got a lot heavier AI for the enemy to contend with. So we're deploying into the southwest corner. We've got 3 VLs relatively close together. The first 2 are very close together. So we'll just hold the pause and let the dawn come up, and then we'll go take a flyby. So it's pretty undulating territory, lots of tree. That one is pretty good because it's open on both sides. And this one has got an open area to the east of it, some open fields there you can see going up to that tree line, but the approach is very open. That's good for our anti-tank guns and artillery. The third one is pretty closed in, and pretty straight away I decided that that really wasn't defensible, and we couldn't do anything about that one. We want to defend the other 2 locations, so the C location is one of ours, and this has got some good positions around it. It's got some high ground overlooking the swamps. The swamps block the movement of armour, and so we can do something useful with barbed wire in this kind of area. But we're looking for the lines of fire, so we can see over to B, but B, it's too far out. It's out on a limb, and we're going to let that fall to the enemy and then come back and settle our own defences. And this one is pretty defensible. It's close. Those two positions are very close. There's just a road between the two of them. So effectively they're one single continuous line, and that's pretty good for us. And we've got some coverage out there on the left overlooking the road. Looking around here, we're just doing the evaluation of the terrain. Pretty open again, looking over towards B. And there's the plan. Let's just go. So phase one, we've got our scouts. We're going to get our scouts up into position near that crossroads to start with, so we can start spreading them out. As if you've been following the series, I've been paying lots of attention to scouts, and as I've said before, Quicksilver Gaming and some of the other people, Hound, and have been saying you need to use scouts better, and I'm doing my best to use scouts better. And a couple of battles ago, I suddenly went, when we had to defend the hill, about game 7 or 8, I suddenly went, I've got it now, I've got it what scouts do. They give us eyes out there, particularly when they're on no fire orders. Over on the left, because it's the furthest to go, we're deploying the Dushka and the flat cannon, and here are our two 76mm guns, that one and that one, so we'll get those picked up and into position. And we're just moving them really. Yeah, we're looking for a position, so one of the 76s can cover this position, so that can cover that open ground between location B and our location. And this one, I looked at, there's this big open ground here, and I want it slightly concealed down behind that rise, but that's the best we can do there. Get that one picked up. The truck's being a bit of an arse, but there we go, we've got it now. And the engineering truck, I want over on the left, because that's where I want to spread barbed wire to protect that left flank. But it's also quite useful because we can use that engineering truck to go and pick up that anti-aircraft gun that those guys are trolling along with. So that anti-aircraft gun actually does become useful later on in the game, and that with the Dushka keeps the left flank pretty clear. These are the two engineers, so we're going to start stringing wire. First we dig trenches. This needs defences digging. Medics we're just going to put into that little open pocket so we can remember where they are. This is the flat cannon, that little 2cm flak that we want, and then the scouts. So the scouts, we're just going to, all of them, we just put them on no fire orders, and then we're going to start popping them out around the map in various concealed positions. Just spreading them out so we've got some eyes out there in those tree lines and we can see what's coming at us. This is the real value of the scouts, and the thing that I was so slow to figure out and to learn is just they, on no fire orders, they've got pretty good concealment and they've got very good visibility, and so we can just scatter them out in their ones. It's likely that half of them will die, but we're just accepting those as collateral damage for the benefit we get from having those guys out there looking. So we've got a squad of infantry there with a flamethrower, but we're waiting for the engineers to arrive. This guy's decided to drag his artillery piece through the woods. Not very smart, but that's what he's done. And we're getting the other. This is the flat cannon, and it's turned up on the wrong side, so I need to cross that to the left-hand side. So that should be able to run along that road and get there pretty quickly. Behind that, we've got the anti-tank gun that we can get into a nice position. That's the one in the centre that's overlooking the other village, and should be able to crossfire down to its left and to its right and cover all of those roads quite nicely. And this one we're going to set up on the corner of this little crossroads here, covering the crossroads, so covering the open ground in front, but also covering the road. Because in the Hungarian swamps the ground is so bad, it's kind of muddy, and the swamps channel the approach of vehicles. We would expect the vehicles to keep mostly to the road until they're into close combat mode, and that's what that anti-tank gun is there for. Okay, we're just getting these lined up and then settling them into dig in. That's the dig in icon, so that they build a little sandbag protection in front of them. Here, that's the 2cm anti-aircraft gun, or flat cannon as we like to call them. and we'll get that settled as well. Here's our engineers, so we're just going to dig a couple of trenches and make a bit of a dog's dinner of this, but it's what it is. That's a trench the wrong way around. And that's a trench the right way around. Now they're going to try and build two trenches, one on top of the other. So just get these guys sorted out, for goodness sake. Build another trench there. Right, we've got two trenches now. So those infantry can move into those trenches when they're ready. The Dushka machine gun, we're just going to get bedded in. We'll get this to face around the right way. After a bit of faffing about there, we've got it, and get that dug in behind a little sandbag wall as well. So we've got a machine gun and the flat cannon. So the flat cannon can deal with soft skin vehicles. If I have heavy tanks come down that side, I've got a bit of a problem. We're on an X-calling, so we've now got our 88mm, this flak 8818 that we brought in. That's the 76mm that's been with us for 3-4 games now. These guys have, have done well. And the flak we're going to bring right into the middle of this little farm courtyard here. It's pretty well defended by AI, so it means that the flak itself is protected by infantry, even though they're AI infantry. And we're going to bring the mortar up into a similar position into the centre there. Commissar, out spotting, you can go out on the left there. They're settled, they're digging trenches, they're still digging trenches, infantry waiting on deployment. We've got the creepy music, and that means that we should start to see the first phase of the enemy attack coming soon. We get the engineers out here because this is where we want the wire. So we're going to cover off completely this left flank for infantry with our wiring party, so from the marsh down to there. And here comes the enemy. Now they're doing a push direct from the east, northeast and southeast. So we've got to get this anti-tank gun, this 76mm settled. That's the reason we're seeing those, that vehicle and the infantry, is because of the scouts, and that's the value of scouts, and that's what it's taken me such a long time to learn. So get that 88 down into position, get the ammunition truck hidden away from it, and it's coming quite hard now from the southeast. We've also got a couple of vehicles coming from the northeast, and again, they're moving into the scouts' line of fire. That poor scout in front of the vehicles there is going to get shot up, we think. Yeah, he's not going to last long. There's infantry just gone through the woods where that scout was, and they've just killed him. So this is infantry moving up into position between the village and the crossroads. We've got our trenches. Get these guys out of there. Get the engineers out of there and get the infantry into those trenches, half in each. Right, we've got quite a strong push coming across those fields. But meanwhile, I need these guys to start finishing wiring up. Not trenches, barbed wire. I'm panicking now because I can see something happening over on the right hand side and I want to get to it. So I'm just going to wire down there and cover that there. There's this huge infantry push. But we've got the flak 88 on them, and that's also why the AI defences with their machine guns are doing a great job. Just getting the ammunition box up behind that 76. Still got a scout there, and we're breaking that infantry pretty well as it comes across that open field. And there's a couple of vehicles already knocked out there. They're not going to make progress. So this is kind of the plan. This is what we're shooting for. The mortar starts to go fast and across. I decide that's a bad place to have the mortar. We don't want the mortar there. We want the mortar concealed behind those wood piles in that hard point. So that's pretty good. We've broken that first attack. We've broken that first attack on the open field, and we're just getting the mortar into position. There's another tank coming down that side. Here we've got a flamethrower team that we'd left back at the deployment zone, and so we're going to bring it forward into those woods. So a flamethrower concealed in those woods will be pretty nice for us. That tank is coming down the road. Again, the reason we're seeing that is because of those scouts in the woods. Outstanding. That's the wiring party getting on with it. And the flak, we're all good in this position. We're holding on pretty well. So a little bit of lull between the attack now. That's the flamethrower moving into position, and here comes the next call. Next call, and we've got a T-34. So given that the major attack was coming in there, we're going to bolster that right flank a bit and put the T-34 up behind that gun. This is our artillery piece. This is the 122mm captured artillery piece from the Finns in the last game. So we've got some more vehicles coming in and another wave attack. So we're going to put these as reserve infantry into the centre, just to see where we go, and the tank crew we're going to put into the marshes over there. There's another attack building. Let's get that artillery piece moving out of here. So in that last attack, we lost the crew to the ammunition box on there, but the 76 is doing fine. We just dig these in quickly. Half of the screw, so half are firing and half are digging. You don't want a whole lot to be digging all at the same time. And we've now got our T-34 into position, so we'll cover the right flank of that anti-tank gun. Those guys, that's a flamethrower in the woods, it's pretty good. And we've got some damage to that anti-tank gun as well. This is our 122mm artillery piece, so we're going to bring that up into the centre because it's got a very good range, 250, maybe 300 metres. Left flank is holding steady. The wiring party have finished, but we're just going to put some more wire, I think, in the centre across the swamp. There we go, another line there. That's the mortars firing out to the fields. We're just getting that gun repaired because it's taken some damage. And the machine gun on the T-34 there is doing a nice job of keeping those infantry at bay. Yeah, get that fixed up, boys. Get it fixed up. That was a bang, I don't know what that was. That was a 38T going up in smoke, but we didn't even see it. That's the artillery piece, that's nice. And that is, what was that? That was a Panzer IV. I don't know. I just don't know what got that. It must have been the anti-tank. Must have been the 76mm, and that's a nice job. So this is spare crew because we've got a tank and the 76mm artillery piece here. So they've finished mining. They've finished wiring up that side. So we're just going to stretch one last strip of barbed wire across the centre, so that this left side is really well protected by barbed wire and infantry attack. There is a casualty out there, and I'm thinking should I go and pick him up, but I can't send a medic out there on his own. We're just holding his flank pretty well. So this is the wiring party getting ready, and that's the infantry in reserve. We're just going to move them a little bit further forward, just behind the Dushka and the 20mm cannon. And here comes another infantry attack building for us. But again, the AI defences where their machine guns are just doing an outstanding job together with the mortar. So we just need to bring that truck with ammo close to the 88. We don't want the 88 to run out of ammunition. So we bring that closer to the 88 and then pop the mortar into the same location. Okay, that's cool. Huge wave of infantry coming down. We need that mortar in action. The right flank's okay, the gun's repaired. Infantry there, we get these boys to dig in now as well, because then we'll have a second dug in line. That's cool. And that's the artillery piece, that big clump over there. And it's just going, I mean, they can't attack across that open ground. They can't attack. We've just spotted a big artillery piece in the woods there. It's out of range of our artillery piece. That's a little armoured car over there on the road, so you can see that we can look out. So we're taking some pain on the left-hand side now. All quiet there, the wiring party are wiring their way across the swamp still. And another wave attack comes in from the east. So I'm just thinking, if I can just move this artillery piece forward just a little bit, I can get it in range of their artillery piece. It's interesting, isn't it? When you're actually playing the game, you get lost in the excitement. I'm so sorry about the microphone, but it is what it is. I've got to do this post-commentary because I don't want to lose the video. So we've now brought our artillery piece within range of their artillery piece, so we can have an artillery duel. So we're just going to get that target down and then target it up to knock that out of play. We don't want artillery. There's a tank coming down on the right flank. Looks like a heavy tank. The anti-tank gun have picked it up together with the T-34. Can't see it, it's just around the corner. One hit, and that's a second hit. So now final call in. Let's call in 5. We've got 2 Panzer IVs. That's just hit anti-tank gun. So the anti-tank gun is now knocked out on the right hand side. This is a BAC 75. But the T-34 blows the hell out of that vehicle. What was that? And now we've got a bombing run. We've got a bombing run that's going to aim for the T-34 or the anti-tank gun. So I've got to get that down. But the flak cannon does an amazing job here. Hits come off that plane and there he goes. Wow. It must have been our anti-tank gun on the other side. Just in the right spot for that. So bringing forward another infantry squad, we've got our 2 tanks coming up, our 2 Panzer IVs. But this attacking over this open ground is just doomed to failure. It's just got to be doomed. So we're getting this infantry, this tank crew to grab that gun again. Grab that gun. That's our 76mm pack, and we need that really over towards the centre. Over this side, because this side is thinner. We've now got 3 tanks on the right hand side, so we need some support on the left. Not sure what got that. That was my IG. I was aiming to get some artillery on it. That's a flak cannon shooting at us, so we need some pain on that. So we get our artillery piece, which is in range. That should knock that out. Or maybe that was the AI. Maybe it was shooting at the AI. Okay, so we've got another pause. The next wave is coming, so we can get our tanks sorted out. We can see the artillery being laid out on the Germans on the northeast corner there, and that's it coming in and hitting us. Big artillery. We've also got some casualties here in between the waves. We're going to try and fix up that casualty there. We need that anti-tank gun repairing as well. We push those flamethrowers across the road to try and hold the ground on the other side. Get that all fixed up. Wait for the next wave. And here they come, some more tanks, some more heavy tanks. But the medium level defences are doing just a great job. So we've got armour and infantry coming in front of us. We've got our 2 tanks now in place. And that's the victory. But a victory is not enough in this. A victory isn't enough. I need the scabbing. I need the equipment off this battlefield. So we moved our T-34 over to the other flank when the 2 Panzer IVs arrived on the right. We bolstered the left a little bit by the T-34. And we're trying to knock out their artillery pieces now, hunting for them. I think that's the flat cannon there, that's gone. But there's something else in here. That's a 20mm armoured car. But we've got a big push coming on the right again with armour. So just, again, it's constantly balancing in the game where your attention goes. That's a cook-up. That's a cook-up from that Panzer IV, and that's got to be nice. And that was a Panzer IV that blew up. Just get that medic out of there. Get that anti-tank gun repaired. It's out of action again. What have we got here? We've still got some kind of artillery piece in these woods, and we're trying to find it to get some kind of, to stop it firing at us. It's very close. It's very close. So it is some kind of artillery piece, because we've moved the T-34 and now it's got hit. So it gets repairing that, but I don't think they can get across that barbed wire. Meanwhile, we've got this other anti-tank gun that we're just going to put down here. And that's a nice job by the flat cannon. Oh, that took the AI defenders down. Good job we're in our trenches. And so we decide to move another tank over to the left. So we got the victory. The battle's almost done, but we really want the scavenge at the end of this battle. And we're just trying to take down that final artillery piece. It's in there somewhere. We can't actually see it. That's a shell nearby. Get that anti-tank gun down. Get the truck out of the way, just in case another vehicle comes down there. And just push that forward to there. That's the artillery piece, and it's just taken down that other gun in the woods there. It's just gone white. So there's just one vehicle there, and we've now got an anti-tank gun. And that's the hit. That's a good hit. So from that tank that we moved across. Yeah, it's the Panzer IV, it's doing that damage. Then we've got another artillery piece has appeared over there. Over on the left hand side, near to the third victory location, the one that we're not defending. So we're just going to support this broken T-34 with another infantry, with another artillery piece. And then we're going to push forward a little bit. The game's almost over. The game's almost over. What have we got there? A commander. We don't really need a commander, but he shouldn't be sitting back on the back line like that. We've just forgotten him in the melee of battle. So we're almost done. We can breathe. We can breathe. It's that fight. We're just look at the damage. This is stuff done by the T-34 and that 76. So now we're going to go off to scavenge that battlefield, and we'll be back in just a little moment. Okay, so here we are back on that battlefield again, and what a battle that was. It was an exciting game. I'm not going to go on about it, but I was so disappointed when I found I'd lost the audio, because as you might imagine, that fight was just thrilling and exciting, and holding that line against those waves of attack. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We do our best to fix it. So this is just taking a look at the battlefield. We held on to the left-hand side, and we held on to the left-hand side largely because of the barbed wire. The right just had that killing zone in front of it, and it's got that whole wave of burnout vehicles. The 76 on the right was great. The two Panzer IVs in support, and we just took out vehicle after vehicle into that area. It was just great. It's great defense, really exciting. And then in the end game we got some really big stuff, like there's this 17 centimeter heavy howitzer there, and there's another 10.5 there. It's just, we just got lots of scavenge. There was another 88 on there, but we know that's an 8836, so that it's not an 8818, the one that we've got. It's a better model. So we're on Panzerforce, so the Germans can't be very far away from Panthers and Tigers and the next wave of pain that's going to be coming our way. But I have to say, as a defensive game, that was pretty good. You know, if you watch the series to now, you'll know that we're slightly better on the attack. The attack against the Finns last time went pretty smoothly. On the defense, we tend to take quite a lot of pain and have to exit the game before the end, but in this case we managed to hold on to the end and then go ahead and scavenge the battlefield for equipment. So that's all pretty good. So we're happy. It was a good battle. As I say, apart from me screwing up on the video, on the audio, but you know, I can't beat myself up for that. Stuff happens. I did the update for OBS. I didn't check. Will I check again next time? Absolutely. So let's finish this battle, get out of here. That was a very good result for us. Very good result for us. We'll just let that get out of there and hang while we just load the end screen. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, so we get some ammunition, some cash, and some research out of that. That's pretty good, but we're not going to labour that now. We're just going to move towards. So that's what it is. So we've got some stuff. We're not going to do anything now. It's too late. I was barely breathing after that fight. It was a very fast fight, as you see. 32 minutes for this video. That's very short and tight by my standards. But that's what we've got. We'll think about what we do next, where we spend those points. Do we put those into tank development to push the tanks forward? Do we get some anti-tank guns? Do we go down the flak lines to try to get to the 85 so we've got something to fight the Panthers and the Tigers with? We'll see all that next game. But once again, from me, from Gaming Grognards, I've got to say thank you guys so much for watching. It's so appreciated, your support for the channel. I hope I'll see you soon. I certainly hope I'll see you on the next battle. Once more, final apologies for the sound on this one and the post-production commentary. It's not my favourite thing, but I couldn't not include this video. So once more, from me to you, thank you so much. And from Gaming Grognards, it's a bye for now.